Then I have discussed up now. You need to be a good. You need to be a good person. You need to be a learn to manage two or more than two forces to get good outcome. Then you need to have a good knowledge, skills, and attitudes, and abilities, and experiences, and what I discussed about the HRM, human resource management. Usually, we are saying that if you are going to be hire a person to your organization, you need to think about knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes. Then you already learned that one. What does mean by knowledge? What is skills? Do you have any idea how you are going to say about the knowledge? Okay. Actually, when we are discussing about the knowledge is starting from the data. Data. For example, let me say you already learned A, B, C, D. Then those are the data. 26 data set is there. Then you have learned MOTHER mother by combining 6 letters together. Then you learn how to write one particular word, mother. It's become information. Mother is information. If you don't have a mother, you didn't feel what does mean by mother. Or other words, let me say in another example. Let me get another example. You can say my body weight is 70 kilos. It's why? It's a data. My body weight is 70 kilos. It's okay. Then what? Then to develop some information, you will to add another type of data set with that particular or available data. You will to ask, what is your body height? Then you can say, my body height is around 5 feet. Around 150 centimeters. Then you can make good information by combining these two type of the data set together. What are the two data sets? Available two data sets. One is the body weight is 70. Another data set is the body height is around 150 centimeters. Then you can say, okay, your your body weight is too much or too much. You need to reduce your body weight. You need to follow some diet, whatever. That's become those everything we can say we can identify as information. Then knowledge means what? Actually, information plus experience become your knowledge. Information plus knowledge. For example, you have learned how to write the mother, but you don't have a mother, then you don't know what does mean by mother practically. But if you experience that particular mother's love or mother's caring and etc., then definitely it become your knowledge through your practical experience. That's become your knowledge. In this, you may have learned many subjects under this master program. If you didn't practice those learning principles or theories and etc. in your practical life, we can't be considered those things as your knowledge. But I need to say, knowledge is highly related with the practical experiences. Skills. We all are having skills. Okay, anyone can say what are the skills you are having? What skills you are having? Chamara Lansakara. Okay. Chamara Lansakara? Chamara Lansakara. Okay. Anyway, uh, are you able to say what type of skills you are having? No? Darshana Bekon, please, you better speak up with me. Gayani Kausala, always I can see your name. Gayani Kausala.
Mhm.
Don't worry.
Communication skills, sir.
Sorry.
Communication
Yeah,
skills.
that's a communication skill. Yes, communication skills. What are other skills? You have only that particular skill. Hmm? Gayani, do you have only communication skill? You
No,
are a
sir.
good speaker only. What are the other skills?
Mm,
How
Some
about the
soft skills,
relationship? Do you have
some
any good relation? Do you have many friends?
yes, sir.
Then what does mean it? You are having a very interpersonal skills. Hmm? Are you able to prepare any good meals? That also is skill. Hmm. Are you able to provide any leadership to your group? That also is skill. Just before I mentioned some mainly three type of skill: technical skill. When you are engaging with your work, definitely you should have to have a good skills to finish that particular job related tasks, duties, and responsibilities. Those are the technical skills. If you are able to develop good relationship with other people, that is we call interpersonal skill. Actually, when we are discussing of this skill, there are two types of the skill. We borrowed these two words from the computer science, soft skills and hard skills. Soft and hard skills. Hard skills means you can be use that particular skill in anywhere, any country, any place. But soft skills means you need to be adjust that skills according to that particular environment. That is called soft skills. For example, communication skills. You can be communicate. You can be communicated with the Sri Lankan people by using Sinhala. But if you are in India, sometimes you need to use English or Hindi or whatever. That is your soft skills. Even when we are engaging with our work, we need to use many type of these skills. Leadership skills, communication skills, technical skills, interpersonal skills, conceptual skills. There are many types of these skills. Training skills, and etc. And attitudes. Actually, in future, we will discuss about this particular concept uh, with more details. Attitudes. Do you have any idea about what does mean by attitudes? Do we have attitudes? We are saying that positive attitudes and negative attitudes. If you are hiring a person who is having a negative attitude, you never able to get the positive outcomes. Therefore, when we are going to be hire a person to our organization, we will consider about attitudes of the people. Attitudes means how we are going to be evaluate things, person, and etc. Attitudes. Later we will discuss. Therefore, this particular organizational behavior subject is providing good understanding about the people and also about yourself. Therefore, we need to learn organizational behavior. Okay, sorry, Michael. Then basically, I am not going to discuss this learning outcomes and etc. Please, I will share this one to you. Then you can be understand. You will read those kind of things, and also continuous assessment. I think 50 marks. In here, especially, I need to ask from you. Don't submit someone's as what continuous assessment or project report, whatever, because last year also I have found 3 4 people who has been submitted very similar report to me. Then definitely they are getting 0 mark. I am highly evaluating your effort, your effort. Then therefore, when I have given uh, that particular assignment, don't copy or cut and paste. Don't do that. Okay. Then and also you can see in here how I am going to be. Yeah. In this is the your assignment. Later we will discuss about the job satisfaction in the workplace. Select 5 male employees and 5 female employees from your session and ask from them about job satisfaction of those employees and their thought about the reason behind it. Which of the job satisfaction theories do you think is best for describing human behavior in your workplace? Measure relationship between each employee job satisfaction, financial and non-financial benefits of the organization. Based on that, how would you construct a work environment by using financial strategies and non-financial strategies to make happy your people? Uh, this is the evaluation method, okay? Criteria, organization, and format of your uh, assignment. Inadequate 2 point, minimal 3 point, adequate 4 point, exemplary 5 points. In that way, I am going to be content measure or evaluate the content of the assignment and development critical thinking of the assignment and criteria, sorry, and also grammar and mechanic styles, then those kind of things also I am going to be evaluated by using this particular uh, allocation of the mark. Okay, please, therefore, my kindly ask you, kindly ask you all, please do or submit your assignment by using your own effort. Okay, that's the one request from you. Then let me share this particular video clip uh, before I start my PowerPoint presentation. Actually, this PowerPoint presentation I got from the Stephen R. Robbins' Organizational Behavior. Uh, that book usually I use to teach organizational behavior. Stephen P. Robbins, Timothy A. Judge, and Niharika Vora. Uh, they are, these are, those are the 3 authors of that particular organizational behavior. Okay, please watch this one. Are you able to hear the voice?
No, sir, it is hardly here, sir.
Yeah, okay, not okay. When you are unable to get sounds on those kinds, please inform me. Let me. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Are you able to
Welcome
get
to
sound?
the
Now it's all right, sir.
Okay, thank
introductory
you.
course of organizational behavior hacking. Lesson 1, what we're going to be talking about is a basic introduction to what OB is. And just so you guys know, since you're students of organizational behavior, I may affectionately be referring to you guys as SOBs for this course, just because I can, and it's the only time an acronym works so well. So today what we want to talk about is we want to talk about what's OB, what challenges do the groups within OB face, and who cares? What's the point? Is it just common sense? How does it work and apply in the real world? So let's get started with what it is. The very first part of organizational behavior is the organization part. So why don't we start there? Let's talk about what an organization is. So an organization is a group of people who regularly work together to achieve common goals.
Okay. I think already you have been learned about the organization. Usually we can say organization is coordinating social unit composed two or more people together that functions on relatively continuous basis to achieve a common goal or set of goals. Basically, when you are discussing the organization, there are most important three components: goal, structure, and resources. All organizations are having a particular goal or specific goal. And also, every organization having a structure. Some organizations are having tall structure, flat structure, wheat structure, and etc. Definitely, you may learn you have been learned these things from principles of management, and also those organizations are having a resources, including human being and other type of the resources. Actually, uh, Coase, Ronald Coase, in 1932, wrote one particular article, why business firms are originated. Because we can be, according to his theory, uh, by using organization, we can be arrange some of the business transaction very effectively and efficiently by using organization structure than the market structure. Okay. Therefore, he proposed that business firms or business organizations started on that particular reason, because business organization or firms are able to manage some of the transactions very effectively and efficiently than the market system. That's his explanation why business organizations are started. However, business organizations are having three important components: goal or objectives, resources, and structure. Okay.
And organizations can be a variety of things. They can be things we think of often, such as corporations or nonprofits. But they can also be things like families. So families can be working together to achieve common goals, and they can be working together to do awesome portraits
Actually,
like this.
family also one kind of the organization. You would consider about your family. There is good structure of the family. Father is the CEO, mother is the GM or whatever. Elder brothers, elder sisters are some senior managers. Younger brothers and younger sisters are some junior managers, and etc. And also, this is for additional thing. The family is the most important unit of the good society. Family is the most important unit of the good society. That is completely dependent on how many times you have been taken or enjoying your lunch or your meals with the other all family members. If you are able to enjoy your meals with your all family members, definitely that particular family unit is having a more strong relationship.
This one. That's not me and my family, although I wish we were creative and cool enough to do that in our family portraits. Maybe we'll try next time. They can be groups like this one. So this group is a group of people, or an organization of people, who get together and reenact medieval fight scenes in full medieval garb. So again, they're a group of people, they're getting together regularly, and they have common goals. That's all it takes. So when we put the two together, we've got our organizational behavior. What does that mean? It's basically the study of how people, groups, and structures affect organizations'
This is the
behaviors.
most important two components of the organizational behavior, how people or individual person or groups and structures affect the organizational behavior. For example, if you think about the tall structure, the forces are having a tall structure. Sometimes some learning members are comes from the forces. You can understand tall structure. But the group-based or team-based organization are having a flat structure. Then definitely you may have learned, sometimes you already learn about what are the advantages, disadvantages of a tall structure organization, flat structure organization, and etc. There are some other types of the structures also. However, this everything, that means individual person, group, and organizational structure with the culture influence on organizational behavior. Organizational behavior.
So organizations have a bunch of things that they have to figure out. They have to figure out how to get their people, their groups, and their systems working together to progress within the organization. So let's take a minute and talk about why we study OB. Who cares? Who's it for? How does it get used? Well, we study OB because we want to learn about ourselves and what makes us tick, and we want to learn about what makes others tick. That helps us understand the organizations that we work in and the groups that we work with. So when we think about this and we think about how does it applies everywhere. It can apply to your football team, it can apply to your work team, it can apply to teaching your daughter ballet. All of these organizations and groups are motivated and driven by the same principles that we talk about in OB. So let's talk about the OB model and the 3 levels that affect OB. The first one is the individual. So that's our little bald dude over there on the left. And the individual has a bunch of things that he thinks about and frets over, and we'll talk about those in a second. The second group is the group. So groups are teams within an organization that work closely together. The third one is the organization itself. So first of all, the individual. What are some of the things
Okay.
that
That means these are the most important three components of the organizational behavior model. Individual. For example, you think about you join this particular class as uh, an individual person. Definitely, you will bring your values, attitudes, personality, and everything to that particular class. But within the class, you are unable to practice those values or those attitudes, or you have to think about some constraints about from the other people or from the organizational rules and regulations. For example, within the university, there is some kind of the behaviors are prohibited by the university authorities.
matter to the individual? Well, you can probably all relate to this. So we care about things like job satisfaction. We care about motivation. We care about empowerment. We care about behaving ethically, and we have certain values and attitudes that we bring with us to the workplace. And we'll talk more about this in future chapters. Next, we have the group. So, what does the group think about, and what are some of the group's challenges? The group is interested in working with others, and they're also interested in workforce diversity. Again, we'll get into this in more detail shortly. And lastly, we have the organization. So, what are some of the challenges and things that organizations think about? Well, they're always trying to improve customer service. So, a few ways that they can do this is they'll always be more successful as an organization when they have employees who are friendly and courteous, who are knowledgeable, who are accessible and easy to talk to, and who respond to customers' needs quickly. Organizations are always trying to stimulate innovation and change, because innovation and change is what allows them to win in the marketplace. Organizations all have competition, irregardless of the football team, the corporation, the nonprofit. They all want to do better, so they have to be flexible, they have to continually improve their quality, and they've got to do everything they can to win in the market.
Okay, anyone can say what does mean by innovation? Innovation. Innovation is what? Actually,
Introducing new things.
yeah, good. Introducing anything. Good. Is there any other type of the definition or any idea, opinion?
With the conceptual skills. So with using conceptual, looking into the question in a different way.
Okay, good, good. Actually, conceptual skills, usually we are saying top managers take the conceptual skills because those people are taking long-term and strategic decision. Therefore, they need conceptual skills. As you have mentioned, conceptual skills also related with the innovation because they are trying to do new things. Actually, innovation means there are you will understand two words, creativity and innovation. Innovation means, according to Peter Drucker, have you heard that name? Peter Drucker? Peter Drucker. Peter F. Drucker. Hmm? Is there any person heard that name? Actually, we call management guru. Is Peter Drucker. He explained that innovation means what? He's saying that if you are adding additional value to existing thing, it is an innovation. For example, there may be some particular cup or book or something, but you add something to that particular cup or book that cause to increase value of that book or cup. That is innovation. Very simply. There are three types of innovation: product innovation, process innovation, and administrative innovation. Product innovation is related with the particular product. Process innovation. You have been developed that process. By developing that process, you add the new value to your organization. That is we call process innovation. Actually, this is the lacking part of the Sri Lankan context. Always we are trying to do what we have learned from our seniors. That's all. We don't care about the innovation, product innovation, process innovation. By sometimes you may be able to add new economic value to your organization by changing the process, production process, or a process of that particular task. It will increase efficiency and effectiveness. But you can be proposed. This is my idea. This is my opinion to increase effectiveness and efficiency of this particular organization. We able to change this process from here to here in this particular way. That will increase our productivity. How Japan developed that country is depending on this innovation. Always they are introducing new things to what they have learned, what they have got from the other countries. But the creativity is little different than the innovation. Simply, I can say creative means there are two things separately. There's no any relationship between this particular thing X and Y, but you develop new product by combining X and Y. That's become a creative. That's we can be called as a creative. For example, if you are able to develop any particular product, any specific product, by combining water and something different, for example, banana leaf, then it's become creative. Okay. Then you will understand in our day-to-day life, always we are able to do the innovation. Even your home, even your working place, you can be introduce some innovative process, innovative product, or innovative administration. Administration, admin innovation, administrative innovation. In the government sector, always we are having a financial regulation, establishment code, and etc. And this public sector, private sector, you may have a different rules and regulation what you have learned from your seniors. But by changing those what you have learned, what you have known in the administration aspects, then you can get more outcome. That type of things we call administrative innovation. Okay.
Organizations are concerned with quality and productivity. So productivity is a performance measure that looks at effectiveness and efficiency.
Actually, productivity is depending or based on efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency and effectiveness. If you are able to maintain good balance between efficiency and effectiveness, there you are able to get the good productivity or good outcome.
Effectiveness is the achievement of your goals, and the efficiency is how much input it takes you to get to the output that you want. To be really efficient, you want to have as little input as possible to generate the result that you want and get the maximum output. Organizations are becoming more and more aware of globalization. So globalization is a phenomenon that we all know plenty about, and we see it a lot. Competition from Europe, Japan, China, India is growing rapidly. So, in order to survive, organizations have to be aware of it and they have to reduce costs, increase productivity, and improve their quality to stay ahead of
Actually,
these
you
global
need to understand what does mean by globalization. In Sri Lanka, not only in Sri Lanka, around mid of the 1970s, this particular globalization influencing all over the world. Therefore, today's business organization cannot be depend on traditional management or traditional structures. You have to think about the influence of globalization. Labor in the history before depend on traditional aspects on labor or employees. You will think about the capital. Capital also coming from different countries. Market depend on the many countries. Raw materials depend on the many countries. Sometimes today our political parties are trying to implement some of the socialism theories developed around 18th or 17th centuries, but it is very difficult. Globalization highly
competitors.
influence on our day-to-day life. Not only globalization, flexibility, also most important.
The organization is always concerned about the work environment. So they want employees to be able to succeed at work. They want low absenteeism, they want low turnover, they want what's called organizational citizenship behavior, which is basically an employee going above and beyond their job description because they value the organization that they work for and they want to see that
then you
organization
have
succeed.
heard
They
some few words. Sometimes you have the absenteeism, turnover, organization, citizenship behavior, and etc. Actually, when you are discussing about the organizational work, there are two types of the environment: external environment and internal environment. Already, I think you have learned these things. External environment, first analysis. Political, social, technical, legal, etc. And also internal environment also having some component. Sometimes we are saying 7S. Some of the researchers are using these 7S words to describe internal environment. For example, organization structure, strategies, styles, systems, staff, shared skills, so shared values. Like that. Those 7 words are starting from S. Those words or those components belongs to internal environment of the organization. This both internal and external environment highly influence on your employees' absenteeism, employees' turnover, and etc. What does it mean by absenteeism? Is there anyone can say absenteeism means what? Please.
Leave the organization without informing, sir.
Yeah. Not leave, not report into organization, not report into work, neither.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, there are two types of the absenteeism: avoidable absenteeism and unavoidable absenteeism. avoidable absenteeism is easily you can be avoided that type of the absenteeism. But unavoidable means you got sick, you got fever, then definitely you need to be get the absence. That is we call unavoidable absenteeism. For example, if you are analyzing absenteeism of your organization, you can be identified sometimes. Some employees every Friday on they are not reporting to work. Every Friday they are absent. Or some of the employees are not reporting to work on every Monday. Then definitely those are the those absenteeisms are avoidable absenteeism. We can be categorized that type of the absenteeism as a avoidable absenteeism. So they are thinking Friday, happy Friday, because Saturday and Sunday is holiday. Therefore, Friday also they are getting leave without informing without informing to organization. In that way, we can say absenteeism. And also, some people are arguing absenteeism is just not only not reporting to work. Even some employees are reporting to work, but they are not didn't do any work. That also some kind of the absenteeism. They reported to work, but they didn't do those business activities or that particular job related tasks and duties and responsibilities in a good manner. That also absenteeism. And also turnover. Turnover means what? People are leaving your organization. There are two types of the turnover, volunteer turnover and involunteer turnover. Volunteer turnover means some people are resigned from your organization. Involunteer means people are taken from your organization. Then definitely I think this concept you may learn under HRM subjects. Okay.
Want employees to have a good balance in their lives. They want them to have the work-life balance that we all seek. So let's talk a little bit about the science of organizational behavior. What are we looking at when we talk about OB? Are we talking about psychology? Are we talking about common sense, so just kind of the gut of what you think is wrong or right? Well, there is a little bit more to it than that. So we're going to look at the four sciences that are involved in OB. The first one that we want to talk about is we want to talk about sociology. So sociology is the study of people in relation to the social environment and culture.
Behavior is not only particular pure one subject. That particular concept of the OB is related with some other particular subjects, sociology, psychology, social psychology, anthropology, science, economics, and etc.
That they're in and from. The second one is psychology. So psychology is more on the individual level, and it's trying to understand, measure, and explain our behavior. We talk about social psychology. It takes those same principles, but it's looking at how do people influence one another. So that psychology, that individual psychology on a social level. And lastly, anthropology is the study of societies that helps us understand humans in general and the activities that humans do. So these four sciences in OB kind of all get mixed together. So you grab them, you kind of throw them in the blender, and you come out with this magical potion called OB.
Psychology. Actually, psychology is the science that seeks to measure, explain, and sometimes change the behavior of humans and other animals. Then what does it mean by sociology? The study of people in relation to their social environment or culture. For example, our social evolution or development completely depending on this, based on these economic activities and social relationships. You will think about our previous, for example, let me say that about our Sri Lankan Vanda people. Their economic activities and social relations are very limited. First, our social development, first stage of the social development is survival stage. Our ancestors only thinking about to survive in this particular world. They are gathering all edible things from the jungle and river and water and etc. But gradually they have learned how to cultivate the things. And also they have learned animal husbandry. What is the outcome of this type of the economic activities? Now they are having some excess product. Excess product. When they are having excess product, they thought that to share, exchange those things, excess foods, excess meats, excess eggs, and etc., with the other need food items. It was started from the barter system. Barter system. That's an exchange in the goods between the people. And also, that particular economic activity developed the new structure of the society, interrelationship between the groups, between the tribes. Otherwise, they didn't have that kind of the social interaction, interrelationship. The next stage is, we call, second stage is vital stage. Vital stage. Developing that particular, developing that kind of the social relationship between the people. Then gradually, our society developed the market to exchange goods and services. Actually, next stage is the spiritual stage. Spiritual stage. Then, what does it mean by social psychology? An area of psychology that blends concepts from psychology and sociology, and that focuses on the influence of people on one another. That is, we call social psychology. Then anthropology, the study of societies to learn about human beings and their activities. But I need to say that the OB is not only pure single subject, it is that particular subject is having some components from psychology, social psychology, sociology, anthropology, science, and economics, and etc. Okay. Then I think you may able to get some mm, some rough idea about the organizational behavior. Then let me share our today's PowerPoint presentation, and also I hope to go past this discuss this particular thing very quickly with you, because already you are having some kind of the knowledge about the organizational behavior, and also you already, according to your voice. I have learned that you are learning, you have been learned some principles of management. Okay, but it's organizational behavior. Then already you have got some ideas from that particular video clip also. Demonstrate the importance of interpersonal skills in the workplace. Definitely you will understand managers need to work with other people. Therefore, they should have to learn about the uh, learn or develop the interpersonal skills. As I have mentioned before, we should have to learn about some defense and offense. Defense and offense. We need to maintain good balance between defense and offense to get the good outcome. Okay. Then you need to you are able to develop interpersonal skills or network, people relationship, people network. Other we can be used for the interpersonal skills. Describe the manager's function, roles, and skills. Define organizational behavior, so the value to OB of this systematic study. Identify the major behavioral science discipline that contribute to OB. Demonstrate why few absolute apply to OB. Identify the challenges and opportunities managers have in applying OB concepts, and also compare the three levels of analysis in the books of the OB model. Actually, around until 1980s, business organizations are not much paying about their attention on people's behavior. And also, usually we are believing that our brain is having more power than our heart. But recent studies have found that some decisions are communicated from heart to brain, not brain to heart. Therefore, after 1980s, majority of the organizations are paying good attention about the human behavior, because that human behavior is playing good roles in effectiveness and efficiency of the organizations. Okay, then why we need to learn about the interpersonal skills? Because that particular interpersonal skills helping to determine manager effectiveness, and also leadership and communication skills that are critical as a person progresses in the career. Lower turnover of quality employees, higher quality application for recruitment, better financial performance. That means when we are having a good interpersonal relationship or network relationship with other people, we can be retain those employees in our organization. And also that will help to develop our leadership skills as well as our communication skills that will develop our career in future. For example, already you have learned about the human resource management. When we are going to be hired a person to our organization, we are concerned is that person is matching to current job related requirement, as well as we are thinking is that person able to develop in future job related requirement. Can do and will do abilities. We are thinking about can do abilities and will do abilities both. Can do ability means what? Is that person able to do current job related activities? Will do abilities means are we able to promote or develop that particular person in future to do future jobs related activities. Then lower turnover of quality employees. If you are able to develop good interpersonal relationship with your employees or with your subordinates, with your supervisors, definitely you can be maintain employees turnover. You can be reduce the employees turnover. According to the research, they have found that if you are able to develop good relationship with your supervisors or subordinates, those employees are having more job satisfaction, or those employees are going to be retained in your organization more than the people who doesn't have that kind of relationship. Higher quality application for recruitment. Because if your organization is maintaining good interpersonal skills, definitely you may able to attract more good or more right people to your organization. And also finally, it will link to good financial performance. Then who are the managers? Someone who gets things done through other people in organization. What is organization? A consciously coordinated social unit composed of two